Hey everyone, coming an hour earlier now. I'm going to be at 7:30 going forward because that gives me an opportunity to eat my dinner before 9 o'clock at night, and that's better for my health. So hopefully you'll be able to make it here at 7:30 Atlantic with me. That'll be 3:30 on the opposite coast, and then all the numbers in between. Hello, whoever's joined me. Hey, Shelly's here. So I got my hair did. Oh gosh, y'all might have been here like a couple weeks ago when I chopped it off. I used my Epicure kitchen shears because it was making me mad. It was too long and it had no shape, and I just got mad one day and I cut my hair off with these. It worked really well, but I ain't no stylist, so I've had to be very creative to have my hair look okay. So thankfully I found this fantastic lady who fixed my hair today. Now you can comment, Shelly. Now I don't have to like hide the back of my head and stuff and spend all this extra work. So let's talk food storage hacks. Are you ready for me to blow your mind? Like seriously, guys, we've talked about this before. Who wants to guess what I'm going to talk about? The food storage hack that's going to blow your mind. I'm just going to wait for my hosts to get here. So let's skip food storage for a second because I don't think both of my hosts are here yet. And let's talk about what we're going to make for dinner. Okay, so I'm going to make General Tao, but I'm not going to make it the way that it says. I'm going to make General Tao as like crispy adult chicken fingers. So that's how I'm going to do General Tao tonight. And then I'm going to pair that with a Thai Slaw. So that's what you're in for. I've never made either one of these things before, of course, because that's how we roll around here. It's always just me making stuff up like an hour or two before I go live, and then you partying with me, and we're gonna see how it is. Now, unfortunately, I just brushed my teeth, so that's gonna screw up all my tasting, but that's what we're cooking. I've got a couple of hosts here tonight with guests. So before I jump into the Epicure we're making, let's talk about what Epicure is. So if you're new to Epicure, it is basically delicious eating made simple. That's what we're all about. We have low or no sodium, we have low or no sugar, we leave all the chemicals out, and we have delicious flavors like General Tao. Woo, woo, don't mind me tripping over my own feet. Sweet garlic chicken. I used this last night, this meal solution. It's to make this meal. There's a recipe. I don't follow the recipes. I don't make what the package says because, you can see how to do that. What I'm always going to make for you is something different and unusual that I've kind of been craving and wanting to try. So last night, I didn't have any teppanyaki. Have you all tried the teppanyaki yet? That stuff is bananas delicious. Put the teppanyaki in your cart right now. We had it in the spring. I had 3 of them hidden away in a secret box coming to this house with me, and they are missing. It is a tragedy. So I am missing my teppanyaki. Add that to your cart. So what I would normally do is take a little bit of teppanyaki, some lime juice, a little bit of the soya sauce, and then I would put that in tahini, and I would make this like wicked ginger steak sauce. Oh my gosh, so good. So that's a nice vegan sauce you can make with the teppanyaki. You can do something similar in mayo, but I highly recommend the tahini version. Anyway, yesterday I had no teppanyaki, so I was like, well, what do I have open? Well, I had sweet garlic chicken open. I was making enough sauce for 2 meals. Yeah, that didn't really work out. It was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like that is seriously what happened to most of the bowl of sauce. So thankfully I live alone and I can do that. Booyah. And so that was just some tahini, some lime juice, a splash of soy sauce or Bragg's, whichever you use, and then sweet garlic chicken, and just combine that until it tastes like you just want to eat it. Okay, that's your recipe. Okay, so that's another use for the packages. So we've got things in a jar. We've got stuff like guacamole dip mix. So this makes your perfect guacamole. You just take a couple of avocados, follow the recipe right on the jar. It takes you seconds. It is the most amazing guacamole. And today I had it in my tuna and apple sandwich. If you didn't see that, that is one of the most amazing combinations, and guacamole is good in that. And right now, every guacamole donates $1 to Mamas for Mamas, who are helping with the BC parents that don't need everything with the floods that took out the lower mainland of BC. So get yourself a guacamole, make yourself some guacamole, make yourself a tuna and apple sandwich, $1. Okay, so there you go. Epicure is about putting your food on your table quickly and giving you lots of flavor options. Now, let's go on to my kitchen hack. I started laughing out loud today when I went to see how long ago I purchased my parsley. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I kept going back and back and back and back in my receipts, and I was like, that can't possibly be. But yes, the receipt tells the tale, because I've only purchased parsley once since I got here. So here is my parsley. It's been in a jar. It's been in a jar like this since I brought it home. I've made tabbouleh a couple times with my parsley. Okay, today is November 24th, maybe 20th. I don't even know what today is. 24th, 25th, something like that. Anyway, my receipt, da-da-da-da, guys, October 31st, 24 to 25 days. This has been in my fridge, and look how great it freaking looks. It's fine. Stop your food wastage. Go get yourself some big, giant mason jars, okay? Cheryl, you were totally right. Boop-a-da-doo. I've got my cilantro here as well. My cilantro was purchased on November the 10th. So we are going on 14 days for my cilantro. We are going on 24 days for my parsley, and they look like the day I bought them. I give them a quick little cool water wash. I shake off all the extra water. I take off anything that looks icky. I cut off the bottoms, and I put them in a jar. No water, nothing, empty. Empty in the jar. Guys, like, isn't that amazing? Okay, so that's your food saving tip. Now, you don't want them like super, super scrunched, right? You need the space. I also have in my fridge a celery. So I've had celery in my fridge now for almost a month. It's packed in a jar of water. The celery's good for a month. Oh my gosh, right? Okay, so there we go. Oh, one more food storage hack, because you know what? Like, we need to not be wasting food. Look at the food shortages around the world, and even right now in Canada, with roads being wiped out in BC, roads being wiped out in Nova Scotia and in Newfoundland. We need to be able to maximize what we have. So that's going to help you keep your produce longer. Now, who was here with me last week? We chopped a pepper. Anybody remember the pepper? 1 week ago, people. It's been in this jar for a week, and it's perfection. It's been upside down. I had to like work really hard to even get it in the jar, but it's in perfect condition 1 week later in my fridge, and I'm going to use the rest of it tonight. Okay? So fill your fridge with jars. Get rid of your plastic, man. This stuff's magic. I mean, there's good plastics. There's like the Fridge Smart and the Tupperware fridge things. That, yes. But if you're just keeping your stuff in bags, go and get yourself some glass or get yourself some high quality breathing plastics. Not everything does not want to breathe like this. There's only certain things. Okay, so now let's go on to some cooking. All right, let me just move you over a little bit. Oopsie, I just knocked into my ceiling. Okay. Your strawberries, you're gonna want to put those in your Fridge Smart. Okay, here, crooked, hang on just a moment. Okay, I think you can see me. Here we go. Hang on, gotta get my mat out of the floor because it's not in the right spot. Woo! Okay, that was like a gunshot. So, We are going to make a whole meal. We're gonna do it really quickly. It's 10 minutes in because that was 10 minutes of food talk, so let's go. We're running out of time, right? So I'm all about cooking the meal quickly. I don't wanna spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So tonight, I cooked some cabbage. So I just quickly shredded this up from a standard red cabbage. I mean, that is not red, it's purple. But anyway, I shredded that up from a red cabbage. And look, shock, I got more purple cabbage. And that was 4 minutes cook time in my steamer, because when you can cook your cabbages down a little bit, they're actually better for digestion. So if you ever find that if you eat a lot of raw cabbage, you have digestion issues, just cook it down a bit. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take about half of that into my salad, and I'm gonna take the other half of this and I'm just gonna throw it in this jar. I'm just gonna put the jar in here to make it easy to load. But I'm not gonna cook all of this tonight, but I've got it all prepped up and I'm just gonna toss it in one of my containers and put it back in the fridge, and I've got some prep done for another meal later this week. I've discovered that just some cabbage or some Brussels sprouts just sauteed down with some Caesar dressing. Oh my gosh, it's like one of the best things ever. So I've got a little bit of prep and I've got some in for my salad. Now, I want to start from frozen chicken, okay? So we're going to start from frozen. I'm just going to use the same steamer. I don't care if my chicken has purple bits on it. Let me get the frozen chicken. I'm going to be right back. While I'm doing that, I would love for everybody to tell me where you're tuning in from. So tell me where you're tuning in from, please. I would love to know, and I'll be right back with the chicken. Actually, I'm going to show you this chicken while you're telling me where you're watching from. So I just get the Costco chicken tenders because they're so easy to cook. Okay, they're already apart, and there isn't all that extra plastic. So it's just crazy to have all that extra plastic going, so I'm not doing the extra plastic. Okay, so there we go. 3 tenders is a perfect portion for 1 person, so that's how many I'm doing. You can hear they are frozen. So I'm just gonna pop my lid on and we're gonna put that in. We're gonna put the steamer in the microwave for about 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. I'll decide when I get there. Okay, just gonna wash my hands because it touched the chicken. Actually, I'm gonna have to touch it again in a minute, so I'll just stop for a second. Okay. Calgary, New Brunswick. Okay, fantastic. So, the other thing I'm gonna do tonight is I'm getting a sauce ready. I'm going to make my General Tao, okay? So, what I'm gonna do for my General Tao is you can totally like follow the recipe on the jar or the package and make that sauce, but in my case I happen to have some leftover tomato sauce from another cook that was in my freezer. So I'm like, well, why would I don't own ketchup. I don't usually need ketchup, so I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy ketchup. I'm just gonna use the tomato sauce that I had. So it says to use ketchup and water. So I'm like, yeah, okay, nope, let's just do this. So we're gonna use up that jar. We're gonna add in some of this seasoning. Pretty much anything that says ketchup, you can just do tomato sauce and a little bit of acid and then a little bit of sweet and you're good. Okay, so I'm gonna add in some of that General Tao seasoning. I don't know how much, guys, like I'm making this up. And then it says to add in some soy sauce, so we're gonna add in some of that. And I'll need some sort of sweetener. I'm just gonna splash in some soy sauce. You don't need to splash, I promise. You don't need to splash and guess because the recipe is right on here. I'm splashing and guessing, okay? So let's just check the chicken. Let's just get that out of the way. Stuff everywhere. Okay, so I don't remember if I did it a minute or a minute and 30. Did I turn it on? It's still frozen. I have never ever had that happen in my life. So I think I put on timer instead of actually starting the microwave. Hang on. That was not helpful. Okay, so I've now got a handful of chicken again. That's fun. Let me wash up again. I'm not supposed to need to touch my chicken this much, but I did something weird. Okay. So let's make a quick salad. Let's throw that together. Just copying on my phone. Okay. Oh, let's taste this. Now, we have to remember that I did just brush my teeth. It's not sweet. It's got a good balance. It needs a little splash of vinegar, and I happen to have rice vinegar here because it needs that vinegar that would have been in the ketchup. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit of honey. Something's back in Canada and the US, but I missed that. Okay, I'm going to add a little honey. And there I've got my sauce made, and I'm just going to cook this down. And I'm just going to cook it in the microwave because, you know what, if I have to cook this on the stove, I can guarantee you, especially if I'm not making a giant amount of sauce, and even if I am, that I'm going to burn the hell out of that, because that's just how my brain works. I'm going to think about 9 other things, and I'm going to remember that when there's a problem. So this is going to get thrown into the microwave to warm up, and I don't have to worry about it burning. Okay, where's my lid? There we go. Okay, here we go. This is much better. This time I actually turned it on properly. Okay, so I'm just going to take the, you know, there's like the little weird skin thing on the side of the chicken tender. I'm just taking that off, but you can see my chicken tenders, that was 1.5 minutes, are perfectly thawed. I'm going to leave them intact because these are going to be adult chicken fingers. So I'm just going to make like 3 nice big chicken fingers for myself. So let me just take off that little skin thing. Poor Coco, I wish I still had my little Coco man. He could come and eat those little skin bits. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Now, I'm not going to wash my steamer. I don't know why I took it over there. I'm not washing the steamer, okay? Here's the deal. I'm going to make my rice now. I don't need to wash my steamer when I'm about to make my rice. I can just leave that bit of chicken juice or thaw juice as part of my rice. So this was my rinsed rice. Now this is sushi rice because it's the only rice I have in the house because it came with me from the old house. And I haven't bought rice because I don't really cook rice very often. So I'm basically using up what I have and then going from there. And I haven't used up my sushi rice yet. So it's gonna make a bit of a sticky rice, which I really like to hold my sauce. So as soon as our, whatever we have in there now is done, oh, my sauce, let me check that. Hang on, I don't know how many minutes I put that on for, goodness me. The beautiful thing about the microwave is that you really can't kill it. Oh yeah, it's still good, it could use more time, but we're gonna put the rice in. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this chicken is I want this chicken crispy, but I also want it to be really well flavored. So I'm actually going to just sprinkle on this General Tao mix. So I'm just going to do a little sprinkling. I want to get a little spoon because there's some of that powdered bit on the bottom. Let me just turn these around. Let's get these a good dusting here. Ooh. I got the powdered bits, people. Okay, why am I not just putting my hands in there? Why am I making this difficult? Okay, so now I'm going to get these powdered bits. Okay. Well, that's not how much I wanted. Oh, I got the powdered bits up the nose. Be very careful. Okay, so now I've got seasoned General Tao, and all I could put it in a bag, but then I have to dirty a bag. Right? So why dirty a bag? Oh my gosh, my internet just knocked everybody right off. Well, I hope everybody comes back. Hello, everybody. I lost internet and I booted you all off. I'm so sorry. My Starlink must have gone down. Okay, so, yay! Sorry about that. Let me just catch you up. Yeah, my internet knocked everybody out. Okay, so, I'll just catch you up. We sprinkled the chicken cutlets with the General Tao, and then I just sprinkled on the crispy, crunchy coating. I didn't need to get a bag. I didn't need to like get extra dishes. I just sprinkled it right on in my little bowl, and then I'm putting it right into my air fryer while the rice is cooking in the microwave. Charlene, that was fantastic. While the rice is cooking in the microwave, the chicken will be cooking in the air fryer. Okay, so let's do that, and then we'll make our salad. Now, you don't have to do this, but I happen to have some onions that I prepped last Thursday that I hadn't eaten yet because basically I ate storm chips for like 3 days. I ate storm chips. They're very good. Do not recommend that as a method of feeding yourself. It's not feeling good. Anyway, but I have these onions from last week. I just put some oil and some SPG on them, and I'm just going to drop those in the air fryer too and just get some, I don't know what's going to happen. I've never done it. We'll find out. Okay. Now, I hope this isn't going to be too loud. You guys let me know because I'm going to turn it on now. And I never change like the temperature. I just put everything at 390 and I just guess at an amount of time. So I'm going to go with like 7 minutes. Okay, we'll do that. I don't know. So that's 1.5 minutes to thaw and 7 minutes to cook. We'll find out if they're cooked or not when we look, won't we? All right, so let's just get rid of some things. All right, you see, guys, there's no rules in my kitchen. You know, there just isn't. Okay, so that's done. The chicken's cooking, the rice is cooking. I totally forgot to salt the rice. I'm gonna open and salt the rice. Rice needs to be salted. Rice, salting after, not good. Salting before, it's like pasta, very important. So I'm gonna go open my rice, throw in some herbed garlic salt to give my rice some oomph, and I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Tell me your favorite place to use your herbed garlic salt. Where do you use your salt? Oh, you've never salted your rice? Well, I do love salt. But oh my gosh, you know what? That's probably better that you haven't salted your rice and you didn't miss it. So do that. That's very good for you. Very, very, very healthy. Okay, let's talk about hosting, okay? Now, everybody that's hosted this month that hasn't yet cashed in their host benefits and wants to cash them in next month can get this adorable little frying pan. Look how cute it is. It's like the size of my head. It's like the perfect 2 eggs for 1 little mini omelet frying pan. I love it. This is the host special with a 3 onion and a lemon dilly. So I got a chance to get it in advance because I'm a consultant, so I'm super excited and I love it so much. Okay, so that's the host special. Let's get our salad going, shall we? Let me just get all my schmoo out of the way. Hang on, you're on my cutting board. Don't mind me. Okay, here we go. So let's get our salad. So we've got some cooked cabbage, okay? So the reason I did the cooked cabbage is so there wouldn't be too much raw cabbage, because sometimes that can be problematic for people's bellies. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some raw cabbage. Okay, so that's going through next, and I'm going to use this guy. Okay, I'm going to use my pusher because I don't want my fingers to cut near my mandolin blade. We are not going in there with fingers. So here we go. I'm just going to use this, slide back and forth until I have about the amount of fresh red cabbage that I want. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a crumble, put in some fresh red cabbage. It'll give us some extra crunch. We're going to go in with some of this bell pepper. Okay, so the bell pepper that I cut up last week and stored in a jar for an entire week, we're cutting that up. So I can put it through my mandolin, but I can just as easily use my Epicure knife and just give myself some little slices. You get to see the top of my head for a moment so I don't cut my fingers off. I am not that cook that can cut without looking and still keep their hands. If that's you, fantastic. And here's the thing, guys, in case this wasn't clear yet, I am not teaching you how to cook. I'm just teaching you how to be creative with Epicure's meal solutions and get some hacks and some new ideas in the kitchen so that your days are not as boring. Okay, so that's my role here. Sorry, I keep having this stupid reminder and I keep flicking it the wrong way and I'm not making it go away, so it keeps coming back. Okay. So I'm going to cut the rest of my pepper up. I need some more pepper in there. Oh, you know what? The unused cabbage, it's too big to go in a jar. So I just take the cabbage and put it on a plate, like the cut side on a plate, and leave the rest of the cabbage because it's usually the outside of the cabbage still there, and I just leave its outsides there. And I bought this cabbage the first week I moved here. So I've been eating this cabbage for like 5 weeks now. So, okay, so we've got some orange in there, we've got some color. Now let's go on to some cucumbers, okay? We're gonna do some little baby cucumbers. Now, I'm just gonna do them like this because they're too small to put in the pokey thing. But when I feel like it's getting endangering to my fingers, which is about there, let me switch to a different one. Okay, let me just do this. I am not willing to take the tips of my fingers off, so that's the end of that. Don't do that at home. Oh, and if you're new to cooking or you're teaching your kids to cook, I highly recommend the gloves that are no-cut gloves. It's great when you're learning a new technique or something, or gardening, you can't cut yourself. Okay, so that's some of my cucumbers. Did you see? Did you see how fast that was? How gorgeous is that action? Okay, now I've got the other part of my cucumber, so let's just try another blade so you can see how dang versatile this thing is. Okay, so I'm gonna put my little cucumbers that way. It's not rolling, okay? And I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna make little cucumber strings, guys. See? I got all sorts of cucumber shapes. So this is all the cool stuff that you can do with your mandolin, all right? So it's made my supper here super fast. I've got enough salad for tonight and tomorrow night, maybe a base of my next meal. So let's give this a toss. Okay, so there's our salad. Let's just check on that rice. It's sushi rice, and I know it takes longer than regular rice, so I'm not sure if it's going to be done. Ooh, it's actually looking really good. Let me just taste it. Oh, she's done. Yay. Okay. So, my sushi rice is done. That was 10 minutes, booyah, done. And the reason it's done so fast, because sushi rice often takes longer, is because I pre-soaked it. So by pre-soaking it, you actually take out some of the things that can give you an upset stomach when you're eating rice or eating beans. It reduces some of the lectins. So I pre-soaked it and washed that away. And now I've got my beautiful sticky rice, which is what I wanted. I wanted my rice to be sticky. So let's put this all together. Let's check our chicken. Okay, here we go, people. Okay, I gotta poke my chicken here. I think the chicken needs a little bit more time. Let me just cut it. It's looking very good, but I think it might need another minute. Yeah, the chicken's gonna take about 2 more minutes, I'm gonna say. So that would be 9 minutes for my chicken. Okay. 9 minutes for my chicken, 10 minutes for my rice. Basically, they're doing those things together at the same time, 2 different pieces of equipment. Let's check on my sauce and let's wrap this up. So this is the General Tao sauce that I made. Let me just use my rice spoon. The rice is very good. Very good. Oh my gosh, I haven't made rice. I don't remember the last time I ate rice. Yum! Left that little bit of chicken that was behind after cooking the chicken in there. Okay, so I've got my General Tao sauce. Let me check and see if it's sweet enough. Yeah, I don't want it too sweet. It's perfect. Okay, now, dressing. We're just gonna sprinkle on some rice vinegar. We're gonna go in with about a tablespoon or so of pad thai. And there's a recipe on my actual website. And then a little splash of sesame oil. That was like maybe 5 drops. Let me get myself some tongs. Give this a toss. Now, oh, and a little bit of, this is avocado oil. Oh yeah, I will not have my egg rack, Mary. I left it for the people that bought my house because I'm not getting chickens. Yeah, I'm not taking on chickens because I'm putting in an entire food forest with a walnut guild and like a whole thing. All about the, that kind of food. Use a little bit more vinegar. Okay. A little bit more pad thai. That's golden. Oh my gosh. This is so freaking good. All right, let's eat. Let's put this on a plate, people. Okay, so plating is not my strength. Getting lots of colors in my food, 100% one of my strengths. Plating, not so much. Let me just take I want to take the red off my scoop. Seriously, guys, this is the best set of tools you will ever own. If you've ever used this tool, I need to see a show of hearts right now because I know if you're watching this, you've probably used it. I have 5 of them. Like seriously, I would not allow my house to have less than 3 of them at any time. The best thing ever. The tongs, super handy. These ladle, like the best ladle you're ever gonna have. Like you seriously need to get this set of tools. Okay, so I've got nice sticky rice, which is totally what I wanted. If I didn't want it this sticky, I would have added more water, but my goal was a nice sticky rice. Okay, let's get our chicken. Well, let's put this down on the bottom. Like I would be so kicked out of Gordon Ramsay's kitchen in the first 5 minutes because of my shite plating, but I know my flavors are on point. Now, what we have to do is we have to pull out the best ones and bring them up to the top. And of course our green have already started to turn color, but we need to bring the color to the top. It's not just the food magazines that do this. If you're smart, you save a little bit of untainted, untainted green. Let's just put some untainted green at the top here, people. Look at all these handy tools right at my fingertips. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we have some bright untainted green at the top. Then we're going to put our little pool of sauce. So we've got our General Tao sauce. I'm gonna just sort of do that, and that does not look sexy, but it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Let me just go get the chicken. Okay, let me cut the chicken. Make sure the chicken is cooked. The chicken is done. Okay, here we go. So I've got my delicious, crispy, coated chicken. I'm gonna bite one of those in a minute. You'll see it's nice and crispy. I just don't want to hurt my face yet. I've got some General Tao sauce that I can dip it in or coat it with for more sauce. I have some red onions that I happen to have in the fridge, and I just threw them in the air fryer at the same time as I did the chicken so I could use them up, and there they are. And then there's the rice that we did in 10 minutes. And then there is our delicious, like, cold slaw, but partially with cooked cabbage, partially with raw cabbage for better digestion. And we have this whole plate ready in under 30 minutes because I talked a whole lot about containers and food storage first. Okay, so there we go. There's our delicious meal. Let's check out the best angle, which is the best angle, people. Anyway, there is our reminders on my phone. So, General Tao reimagined. I really need you to think of this, not that, well, that, but any of these. This does not have to be pad thai. This is a seasoning package. Okay? It doesn't have to be pad thai. Just think of it like the jar, but it's white and you snip it open instead. It's just the same. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend, and we will see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks, everyone. Bye.